Hi, welcome to the Emerging Chief Operating Officer program. I'm very excited to have you here. Let me give you a brief overview of the program content. Being a good Chief Operating Officer, or a COO, requires operational knowledge as well as a broad understanding of business functions outside of operations. In addition, it requires a fundamental understanding of the complexity in the world and the rapid technology growth happening in societies. We should think of operations not simply as asking, how can you increase your productivity? But also asking broader questions like, how do we compete as a business? We look at efficiencies not only within specific functions, but also across the entire organization. We also learn to focus on concise, manageable set of key concepts that will improve operations of the company we are looking at. I will primarily focus on challenging our thought process and sharpening our critical thinking skills. I start with a brief overview of the program. It's helpful to think of building the skill set using stacks of understanding. In this program, we will walk through the following sequence. The first stack is the innovation stack. In the innovation stack, we will ask questions about how to innovate in a supply chain and how to innovate operations. How do you use technology to improve productivity? How do you engage in continuous learning and improve your business agility? Then we will move on to the technology stack. How do you use technology to propel our company? What are the key technology facets that you would use in digitally transforming your company in the age of big data and AI? How do you build financial acumen for emerging COOs? We will ask questions that are fundamental and central to COO responsibilities. How do you leverage data for operational action? How do you lead operations associated with digital transformation? In the final stack, we will ask broader questions. How do you build global operations? How do you structure your international business strategy? How do you build in operational resilience, for example? How do you plan for sustainability in operations? Can we be both responsible and growth oriented? That is it possible to do well and also do good? Finally, we'll end with some strategic thinking notes on operations. Fundamentally, we ask, how do you become a great COO? How do you decide between tactics and strategy? How do you keep the principle of compounding in mind to make marginal adjustments to your operations that can lead to transformative changes? I'm very excited. Welcome to the Emerging Chief Operating Officer program.